Stryker, which is the one that we actually own. This is the one that is the biggest and most focused, I guess you could say, on hip and knee joint replacements, but it's also got a big business in surgical devices. That's endoscopy tools and scan machines and all of that stuff. It even has, if you've noticed, a business that services the paramedics' cots, you know, the thing that they haul out the back of the ambulance.
That's how Stryker started.
Pops out the wheels, run you into the...
They made hospital beds.
And saws for cutting off plaster, old Homer Stryker in the 1940s. Anyway, market cap $55.1 billion. Price earnings ratio 32.9, dividend yield of 1.15%. Share chart, you can see we've been very happy to own this one because it's gone all the way up from around $50, $60 5 years ago to 150 odd.
Well done, Paul. That's a really good one.
Yes.
All right, so again, if we have a look at the orthopedics part of medical devices, Stryker, Zimmer Biomet, they like the oligopoly. You add those two together, you've got 90% of all the hip replacements and knee replacements in the world. I think what's important to talk about the industry is the industry is changing. So orthopedic surgeons were like a class on their own. They didn't get involved too much directly with hospitals. They would stick with one product for their entire lives. They would be trained in it. They would be very sticky to move around. Now what is changing is hospitals are becoming more powerful with regards to demanding a reduction in costs for these. I mean, that's a huge, huge development in America where we are seeing, you know, medical insurance companies and the government really getting involved in trying to make healthcare more affordable. The whole Obamacare and so on.
Outcomes-based, is that
and
what you're
outcomes-based, essentially. So it is changing the whole way forward for this industry, and that's important. I'm going to get to my point now, is that Stryker's done very well in cozying up with the hospitals directly. They've really changed their business model, whereas we're going to talk about Zimmer Biomet, they're still much, much more involved in cozying up directly with each orthopedic surgeon, essentially. And that's important because it's really the hospitals that are going to start carrying the power going forward. We're going to see more orthopedic surgeons set up.
Combination of the hospitals and the health medical insurers.
Correct.
So these health management companies.
And you're not going to see orthopedic surgeons just being on their own in their own practices. They're actually going to become employees of hospitals. So that's where it's moving in America, and that's still where most of the money is coming from. These companies are both focused mainly to the American market. However, they are exposed outside. But if you really want to talk about the future now of where we're going with knee and hip replacements, it's very, very important to understand what kind of relationships do these companies have with their end users, in this case being hospitals now more than just the orthopedic surgeons.
And the point is well made, because we know that the macro environment for healthcare spending in the US is a bit complicated because of Obamacare and, you know, all of the other elements of it which are being
correct. So
moved
that's not going to happen anymore with regards to what Trump wants to do, but still the point is made. And in fact, that's probably one of the reasons why Stryker, because we're going to compare Stryker's graph now with Zimmer Biomet. They do basically exactly the same thing, but Zimmer not doing as well as Stryker, I think mainly because of that specific view.
Anyway, look, let's wrap it up because we're running short of time. As far as Stryker's concerned,
I really do like Stryker.
Focused on this area.
That's
and
okay.
It's great because we know people are getting these surgical procedures and replacements done much earlier, and just generally they're
and Stryker's moving along with the way the industry is going essentially as well. So I would be hot on that. So
both of us hot on that.
Well done on that one. Yeah.